Hi everybody and welcome back to Borderlines today. Now, I thought I'd do this video. I wasn't actually expecting to do it, okay, because people always complain, especially the right-wing media, the likes of Talk TV, all of those types of newspapers, radio stations, independent media always say, what are the government really doing about stopping the small boats? Okay. So that's always their argument, okay. And I had a email sent to me to the newspaper I actually do by the NCA. For those who don't know who the NCA is, it's the National Crime Agency, okay, because they've been working with other international partners in Bulgaria, okay. So it's not Western Europe, over in Eastern Europe, they've been working. Right. And this is what they've actually sent, because the irony was, not today, yesterday, I was speaking to this lady. It's actually my father's carer, because my father lives in Southampton, and he only just come out of hospital, and he's got care. He's got package of care at the moment, because he's 80 years old, and he's lost a lot of weight from being in hospital on and off for about 6 to 8 weeks. So he's got a package of care to help him out at the moment. And I was talking to him about it. Well, talking to her about it, should I say. So it's quite ironic that this is dropped in my lap. So I'm going to read this, and this is what they say. So the National Crime Agency officers have led the biggest international collaboration of its kind at the Bulgarian border, targeting people smuggling and the transportation of small boats equipment. The law enforcement intensification at the border with Turkey saw NCA officers working alongside Home Office International, HMRC and the FCDO, the Bulgarian National Customs Agency, Bulgarian Border Police and Bulgarian General Directorate for Organised Crime. Good luck if any of them get arrested. I wouldn't fancy seeing a Bulgarian prison, to be honest. It saw over 350 freight and passenger vehicles checked over the course of Wednesday and Thursday, the 5th and 6th of November. So this was last week, with results including the detection of a number of migrants attempting to cross the border illegally, triggering an investigation by the Bulgarian authorities. UK officers also gathered forensic on boats that had previously been seized, which bolstered the intelligence picture against organised crime groups, and identified 2 further vessels that had not been picked up because of the method of concealment. Now, the thing with this is, it wasn't just the Bulgarian authorities that National Crime Agency were working with. They were also working with US authorities, so they were working with the FBI, the DEA and the Department of State for Diplomatic Security Services, the French authorities, the German Customs and Federal Police, the Greek Police, Europol, the Italian authorities and the Austrian Ministry of Interior Liaison. So the reality is, without having to read the entire press release, because you'll probably get pretty bored of me reading it, what were they looking at achieving? Well, there was a few things that they were looking at achieving. One, trying to get rid of some of them boats which aren't going to get to Calais, and to stop some of them illegals reaching Calais to come into the UK. So that's number one, which is a good thing if they manage to do that, because as virtually everybody I speak to is going to say, we're fully booked, we've got no more room, we can't take any more. You know, if I look at comments of video I did recently about the one in, one out, and a second one had come back in, okay, a lot of people would just say it should be one in, all out. That's what they're saying at the moment. This isn't what the government's not taking into account. Now, obviously, I understand it's not going to happen. It ain't going to happen in a million years. Okay, so that's the first thing that they're looking to do. And if they can take effect by doing small things like this, all well and good, because it's a step in the right direction in my book. The second thing that they're looking at doing, which may upset a few people, is stopping illegal cigarettes coming through, where obviously all the taxes aren't going to be paid, so cheap cigarettes, and drugs. So they're doing a big push on that. So the question is this a step in the right direction? In my book it is, but it's a bloody small step, because they need to do a damn sight more than they're doing at the moment. And I may be being seen as harsh, but when you look at the numbers, and it does boil down to the numbers at the end of the day, you know, I could talk about so many different things, but the problem is when you start looking at the numbers, and this is where it gets depressing, January to end of October 2024, 29,867. That's under Conservative and Labour. January to October this year, 36,954, up by 7,000, and that's more. At 36,954 is more than the total of illegals that came in for the entire of last year. And that is an embarrassment when we still got November left and December. So yes, it is a step in the right direction, but it's a bloody small step, and they need to do a damn sight more hard work getting this sorted out. So let us know in the comments what you think. Obviously, if you've enjoyed this video, please do give us a like and share, because it does help us getting more of these and getting more of these types of videos out. But for now, thanks for listening, and we'll speak to you again a bit later.